Did the mind-melting Tenet trailers leave you scratching your head? Don't worry, you aren't the only one.
Well, I've seen too much. Well, we'll try and keep up.
On this very hypothetical IMD brief, we take a look at some brain-busting fan theories that could help explain what Christopher Nolan's next action-packed epic is all about. Fan theory number 1. Is Tenet an Inception sequel? This seems to be the most popular theory making the rounds, and that is easy to understand as Tenet looks and feels very similar to Inception. Both films play with the space and/or time of the world, though Inception does so in dreams. Both blend the genres of espionage, science fiction, and action, and follow well-dressed and highly trained characters in dangerous professions on globe-trotting missions. And both feature Michael Caine.
Gather you have an interest in a certain Russian national.
Based on his appearance in the film, some fans believe that Michael Caine is reprising his role as Miles from Inception. This idea that both movies share characters is taken one step further with the wild speculation that Robert Pattinson and Clemence Posey's characters in Tenet are the adult children of Cobb, played by Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception. One more piece of information to support this theory is that Tenet's release date has been pushed to July 31st, and a theatrical re-release of Inception will come out 14 days prior on the 17th, with a sneak preview of never-before-seen Tenet footage, to potentially get fans ready for the secret sequel.
He can communicate with the future. Time travel. No. Inversion.
Fan theory number 2. What the heck is time inversion? As we heard from the previous clip, in Tenet there isn't time travel, but rather something called time inversion, and many have surmised that it is the ability, whether by individual or device, to cause people or objects to move forward or backward in time, while the rest of the world around them stays the same. This is based on moments from the trailer like the car flip, the floating gear, and the bullet catch.
You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it.
Some believe that Nolan will use time inversion to make the film and its ending more difficult to decipher. The word Tenet is a palindrome, meaning it's read the same backward as it is forward, a concept he might apply to moments in the film. In the trailer, there are certain actions like the spinning of a pill, pull-ups, and the scaling of a wall where we cannot tell if time is moving backward or forward. This means that several parts of the movie, including the ending, could be interpreted differently, just like the last scene of Inception.
You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
Fan theory number 3. Are the good guys working for Tenet? In the second trailer, a character says, "There are people in the future that need us. They need Tenet." This reference to it as a group has led certain Nolan files to believe that Tenet is a top secret organization.
That test you passed? Not everybody does. Welcome to the afterlife.
The test that Martin Donovan's character Victor is referring to is likely how John David Washington joined the clandestine organization, and his mention of the afterlife could mean Washington is legally dead, so he can operate in the shadows. But what does the secretive group actually do?
Your duty transcends national interests.
Based on this comment, and the fact that Kenneth Branagh's villainous character can somehow communicate with the future, it is theorized that Tenet's job is to protect the future at all cost. And in this case, it's to stop a massive global conflict.
We're trying to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
No. Something worse.
Fan theory number 4. Does Tenet connect two worlds? Certain fans believe that Tenet will feature not only time inversion, but the travel between different realities. The theory came about from the inclusion of a diagram of Maxwell's demon in the background of the second trailer. The thought experiment was created by physicist James Clerk Maxwell to show that the second law of thermodynamics can theoretically be violated by creating an opening between two different chambers of gas by something called a demon door. Tenet could replace the two chambers with two separate realities that the characters travel between.
That part is a little dramatic.
It has also been speculated that the use of the colors red and blue, which represent the two different chambers of gas in the thought experiment, will be used to signify which of the two realities characters are from. For example, Elizabeth Debicki is seen in both red and blue outfits, meaning that there could be two of her in the film. And the machine is bathed in both red and blue light, which led some to theorize that this is the device that connects the two worlds, aka Maxwell's Demon Door. And speaking of, in the film, Debicki's son's name is Max.
You have to start looking at the world in a new way.
For more time warping and reality jumping theories, stay glued to imdb.com/imdbrief. Summer of '94 was all about
Pop quiz, hot shot.
speed. And 25 years later, we can't get enough. On this IMD brief, we trace the winding road of Mr. Reeves and why the Keanu-sance is only getting started.
But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
If Ted Theodore Logan time-traveled 30 years into the future to San Dimas 2019, he'd never have predicted that he'd land in the middle of a Keanu Reeves revival. Reeves has hit number 6 on Star Meter thanks to 3 buzzy movies: John Wick Chapter 3, Always Be My Maybe, and Toy Story 4, and a complete Zen Master domination of the news cycle. I mean, who knew that he'd have so much to teach us about the afterlife?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
Whoa! Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was Keanu Reeves' breakout hit in 1989, followed later that year by Ron Howard's fun-for-the-whole-family smash, Parenthood.
I thought I'd find you here.
In 1991, Point Break proved that Keanu knew action, while My Own Private Idaho displayed Keanu drama. Over the past 30 years, his career has oscillated from stoner prince to Shakespearean punchline.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace.
Indie darling to action hero. 2019 marks the 30th anniversary of Bill and Ted, 25th of Speed, and the 20th for the first Matrix movie.
I know Kung Fu.
In that time, Keanu has stayed true to who he is, a deep thinker who respects others and knows what is really important in life.
Gosh, I love movies.
With a third John Wick still cleaning up at the box office and a promise of a 4th installment,
Good to see you too.
Mr. Reeves keeps surprising us. First as himself in the Netflix Ali Wong Randall Park Charmer Always Be My Maybe.
The only stars that matter are the ones you look at when you dream.
And then as Johnny Silverhand in the video game trailer for Cyberpunk 2077. He also has a role in Toy Story 4 as Canadian stuntman Duke Kaboom, for which he provided all of his own action sound effects. But it's his 2020 return to where it all began that has us convinced that Keanu is the gift that keeps on giving.
That's the American way, right?
Bill and Ted Face the Music has been a long time coming, and for years, Reeves and co-star Alex Winter have campaigned for the film, leaking any information they can to whet our appetites for more Wild Stallions! With William Sadler returning as Death, and Samara Weaving and Brigitte Lundy Payne playing Bill and Ted's daughters, Billy and Thea, he truly has no reason to be sad Keanu ever again.
San Dimas High School football rule!
For more excellent adventures and less bogus journeys, stay tuned to imdb.com/imdbrief.
Oh, you must be the birthday girl. I got big plans.
Oh, so have I.
Oh, yeah? I'm gonna make $1 million by the time I'm 30.
Well, I'm gonna make $2 million. But good for you, keep it modest.
You're from Australia, right? What are you doing in New York?
If you want to make it as a singer, America is where you need to be. I'm being paid less than the band.
So they're men, they got families to feed.
Well, I've got a family to feed.
My mother tells me I have to choose between career and marriage. I tell her we can have both.
From now on, no one will tell us what we can and can't do.
Miss Reddy, you sing very nicely, but male groups all the rage right now. You've heard of the Beatles, right?
Did it ever occur to you men to ask women what they want to listen to?
Ellen, she's tapped into something here. Remember that march in New York and how many women showed up to that? Bunch of record sales marching down the street.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Kind of angry.
It's man-hating.
Jeff, you okay with this?
What are you doing? You want to lose your recording contract?
This is more than just a song to me. The winner is Helen Reddy. And I would like to thank God because she makes everything possible.
I am invisible, invincible.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Are you in this class also?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nope. I was. Why are you an idiot? I'll admit it. A lot of us go through life without a purpose.
Have you ever thought about what you want to do with your life?
I like living in this moment here with you. But the truth is, we're all just one connection away from something incredible.
Is there anything I can do for you?
You could hold my hand.
You don't waste time, do you?
It's a pretty good playlist.
Wow, look at those moves.
Oh, fairy tale wedding.
Oh, I'm gonna take that back.
Okay, I've obviously trespassed onto some childhood dreams.
What? You've never had dreams?
I absolutely have.
Are you sure you can handle this?
I've got a brother. I think I can handle it. I don't want this to end.
Chris! So, life doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes our purpose is bigger than we ever imagined.
Please come back.
About 2% of the population have this kind of issue.
Given your history, we're not very optimistic. Chris?
I was so scared. I realized that I was more than I ever thought I was.
The nurses are calling him Superman.
I had a vision. I knew what I had to do.
I need you. Please come back to me. If you don't fight for yourself, fight for me.
I believe the connections are everywhere. The kindness of a stranger, the first heartbeat of a baby. Is that it?
No, that's the umbilical cord.
The love of your family.
No matter what happens, there's always a reason.
And I believe each one of us has a purpose. Even if we can't see it. Do you?
My flock, this will not be a war of heroes. Nations will slaughter each other while we get rich. This is going to be fun.
You cannot keep me locked away as the world burns.
Son, the truth is the world is ruled by corruption and greed.
We must do something.
Certainly. We are the first independent intelligence agency. Refined but brutal. Civilized but merciless.
Welcome to the club.
Very clever.
It's time to pour fuel on the fire of revolution.
Yes, my shepherd.
Welcome, Englishman.
Rasputin, your reputation precedes you.
gentlemen. After all, manners maketh man.
Why is it that boys are always so messy?
I've worked in kitchens, I started writing recipes. I was looking for the next challenge. I got this email from the Met saying, we'd love you to do an event for us. Cakes inspired by Versailles. Going back a couple of centuries and learning how it all evolved, this is for me.
How do we give people a way to understand Versailles?
You tell a story through a cake.
It's not just a place. To the French people, it's our heritage.
In the world of patisserie, you've got people who work in a very abstract way. I was fascinated by that.
The pressure's always been to bring something new to the realm of food and drink.
It's a big challenge.
Of course, these chefs are all professionals and are of the highest caliber imaginable, but they're at the Met. The chefs only have 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got it.
Some of the pastry chefs are making things that you can't even believe that it's food.
Let's get the show on the road.
It's incredible pressure.
Lots of stuff missing.
The machine's bad.
There's a swan. We need a swan.
Давно не видела. Просто эти...
You're missing fat. That's why.
Missing. I think it's too much fat.
I mean, it's my person. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years.
Really requires such focus. This is such a thing of beauty.
We've literally worked round the clock to do something that we've never done before.
Wow, you never knew that anything edible could look so beautiful.
הנה, זאתי הגלרי טכנישנית, תקבל שבץ לב שתראה את הדבר הזה.